100%. That might have been a little loud in the microphone, but it got you nice and jumpy. All right. Scared you. Like it scared Ryan.
Beethoven over here.
Yeah.
Jump scares.
Yeah. We got Rick.
Yo,
And we got Jordy Boyd. We got Jordan.
Hi.
That's my little pet name for him.
Jordy boy,
Pet
huh?
name.
Our special guest, Jordy Boy.
Yeah.
And you got me, Austin. And guess what? We're back. We're drinking alcohol, okay? You know it. You want it. You put it in your mouth. We put it in our mouths. It's great. It's the best, all right? Rick, what do we put in our mouths today?
Well, I'm not sure I'm comfortable with that opening, but
Speak for yourself. What you do in the privacy of your own home.
Yes. I don't know where all that was what that was coming from, but we do have ourselves some stag, no longer junior. So this is batch 18. So it used to be Stagg Jr.
It's the
Now
artist
it's
formerly known as Stagg Jr.
the artist formerly known, exactly. So this is the Stagg batch 18. What is it? 131 proof?
Yep.
Yes, 131 proof.
So high.
Yes, and was able to. I mean, it's obviously a Buffalo Trace product. Hard to get. We were able to acquire it on the open market in the wild. Which is sort of appropriate for, with the stag horns and stuff like that, at basically MSRP, which is almost unheard of. So, yeah. So that's what we're tasting.
You got it for like what, 70?
60 something. Yeah. Which a few dollars over MSRP, but yeah, negligible. So
On the secondary market, this is like $300 to $500.
Ah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Because people want it. It's high
anything
demand.
that's Buffalo Trace
Yeah.
is basically you're never going to find it because it's so expensive. Or so expensive on the secondary market. You're never going to find it because everyone wants it, and then they sell it.
And then people snatch it
Yeah.
up to then sell for way more.
And you mentioned junior stag, so this is mature stag.
this is really it's just a change in the name.
This
So
is the junior.
there's George T. Stagg, which is an allocated bourbon, which you have to enter lotteries and all that type of stuff.
Okay.
And this is the junior version of it, but just this batch 18, they've removed. There used to be a junior little JR right here. They've removed it, so it's just Stagg. And I guess they think that because the others is George T. Stagg, that's the senior.
Well,
so
they removed the junior because this is their 18th batch, so it's technically an adult now.
Yeah, so it's gone through
So
a few rutting
Oh,
seasons.
Yeah.
This is no longer the boy that it used to be.
Right.
This is a man of
Yeah,
stag.
this is now much hornier.
Yeah,
much
Wow.
much hornier.
definitely. It's been to a few stag parties.
No?
So
Well,
Antler.
just like
I barely
this
know her.
one.
wow.
All right. So what are we
Wow.
smelling on this thing?
Yeah.
131 proof. Keep in mind.
Yeah, it's doesn't hurt on the nose. It's not super burny, but it's spicy. You can smell that proof a little bit.
If you like get
Yeah.
real in there, you can get it, but
It's more
Definitely.
like
a peripheral sniff is
Yeah.
it doesn't assault your senses.
No.
it's more tingly.
Deep inhale.
It's more
though.
tingly than
tingly
hot.
than
Solid Dumb and Dumber reference.
It's more tingly than hot.
It smells good though.
Yeah, it
I
does.
definitely. I mean, there's really rich notes of the sort of the typical bourbon stuff. The
Well, in
I
the
don't-
Buffalo Trace.
I want to say brown sugar instead of well, I'm just going to say brown sugar, but there's definitely an oak presence on the nose for me. Are you picking up that
Definitely
oak
some
presence?
oak, but I'm also getting some red licorice. Like definitely
I
red
could,
vine
I could,
brand.
I could,
Wow.
I get a little bit of that like creamy sweetness that you get with Buffalo Trace products, but because the alcohol is so high, it actually cuts through it,
Yeah.
so it doesn't smell like
It's not
ice
thick.
cream
Yeah,
Yeah.
anymore.
and I'm going to say red vines, not Twizzlers.
exactly.
Yeah.
What do you think there, Jordan?
Amateurs with their Twizzlers.
Yeah.
It's definitely. Those are more weapons than anything.
I'm definitely feeling the tingly on the back of like the throat there when I inhale. It's like going all the way in.
Yeah.
It's getting deep.
You're taking it all the way
yeah, I'm
back.
taking that stag all the way.
Hey man,
It's
we've all done it.
it's
All right.
really- yeah.
Don't knock it till you try
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's.
I definitely get the brown sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Give it the old taster. Okay. Well,
Whoa.
that is pretty darn fun, and I mean, this is definitely a Buffalo Trace product.
Sweetness.
Sweet, and it just like coats your mouth and just hangs there. This is almost like a wet blanket on your tongue, and it just kind of it hangs there. It's heavy.
What did you mean that to be positive? The wet blanket,
not
or-
in the way it tastes,
Yeah.
in the way it feels.
Yeah. Like
See,
a
to
wet,
me-
soggy
Yeah.
blanket. Yeah.
Yeah,
mm.
nice.
The
Soggy and
131
moist.
proof, it has like it feels like it just sizzles all the way back,
Yeah.
like across the tongue, where it's just like popping as it goes.
Like some pop rocks.
Yeah,
Yeah, licorice pop rocks.
it zings, it dances, it dances back, and it has a long finish,
Yeah.
warm finish, but not too warm.
But it's sweet all the way through the
Yes.
palate.
But I would argue that this is essentially the proof that a Buffalo Trace product needs to be at.
Yeah,
because
how
of the
heavy it is.
sweetness.
Because of how sweet and thick they usually are. This is just like that, but with 131 proof, it cuts through it.
Yeah. Which the alcohol is not heavy on the taste. It's just heavy in the experience, like you were saying. It tingles on the way down the throat.
It definitely it's got a very, for me, I'm experiencing a really, and I normally wouldn't mention it, but a warm Kentucky hub, not overdoing it, but it's just the warmth in the whole core of my body.
Yeah.
And it's still there. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's still there, you
Yeah.
know, and it's been a while since I had my one little tiny sip of it, and it's still there. So it's
Yeah.
like, that's sort of unusual. I mean, I understand the Kentucky hug, but this is like,
Really, really long, pleasant finish.
You described a Kentucky hug. What is a Kentucky hug?
most bourbons made in Kentucky, and when you get that warmth down there, they just refer to it as
the
a
hug.
Kentucky hug
Yeah.
or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Little burn.
But this
Yeah.
is more like a hug, like you haven't seen somebody that you really like in quite a
Yeah.
while. So it's
Yeah.
a
And
longer,
they just
a
came out of
longer
a
embrace.
they just came out of a rainstorm, and
Yeah,
just
the
kind of
wet-
they won't let
the
go,
wet
and you're like,
blanket, yeah.
this is okay for a little while, but you're making me uncomfortable. Wet blanket.
Jordan, for you, is
Yeah.
the proof at 131 proof? Is it? Would you describe it? Is it getting in the way? Is it too hot for you?
No, I mean I enjoy that. I like that warmth, especially like the more you drink it, you kind of get past the initial burn, and then you're able to actually like
Yeah.
feel the flavor.
Because it is hard for a lot of people who aren't, always drinking alcohol to just go straight into a 130
Yeah,
proof.
for
and
sure.
you were saying that you mostly drink scotch,
Yeah,
and so that's definitely not going to be even near this proof unless it's a special version of them.
yeah,
So
I would say this is a pretty prime example of how Buffalo Trace knows what they're doing.
for sure.
Because a lot of their lower end products have the sweetness, so it gets the mass consumer because people like sweet stuff even if they don't know it. And then this retains the sweetness, but then balances it so well with everything else, with the proof.
Yeah, the wood is there, but it is mixed with the sweetness so well.
Yeah.
It is almost one flavor. I feel like I'm just getting the
Mhm.
one flavor has to offer, and it's just a bunch of flavors mixed together, and it's nailing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm picking up now on even some red hots, and I can't tell if that's coming from the wood, the oak, if it's a wood spice.
There
I
is a
think so.
wood spice for sure.
But it's
Yeah.
almost transformed. I'm not going to say cinnamon, like real cinnamon, but like a red hot type.
I don't
picking up a
quite
little bit
get
there.
that much candy to it. I think it's a little more probably in between like real cinnamon and that, like a kind of a cinnamon barky.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Type
get
flavor.
the red vine on the tongue at all.
No.
Still on the nose
no.
for sure.
Yeah. It's
I hate to give props to Buffalo Trace just because everyone always does, but this, I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah,
This is really good.
yeah. It's just one of those things. It's just it's so good. It's just so hard to find.
But this is why people seek out their stuff.
Yes.
Is this kind of quality. And I don't think all of their lower end stuff has this, but this does.
Yeah,
For sure. This is why they're so popular.
like I agree. This is what it should be.
Yeah.
The palette that they're building throughout all their stuff, it needs to be higher proof
Mm-hmm.
because man, the other stuff is so heavy.
It doesn't, because it is sweeter and it fits to most people's palates.
For sure. But when you drink, you have a Blanton's, you have something. It's just like the Blanton's ends up being thick after a while, and it's like, man,
Yeah,
this
it's only
is
that's
desserty.
93 proof
Yeah.
blends.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
this is the next level of that. It's much lighter, but it has all the same flavor.
Yeah, it'd be. I mean, we're not going to, but I'd like to get the 17 down. My remembrance of the batch 17, I think I prefer the 17. I mean, not that
Yeah.
this is bad in any way.
Well, what do you have over there, Ryan?
Oh, the one I have over
That's
there
an
is
old,
super
old
old.
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe batch 11
Okay.
or something.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
And
a
it's
really old
completely
one.
different than this.
Same,
they
same
vary
profiles,
a
but
little
each
bit.
year it varies.
Varies,
Yeah.
yeah.
The proof
And
varies. And
Age-wise, it's not confirmed, but rumored to be like
7 to 9, 7 to 9. Yeah.
7 to 9 year
Okay.
age or so, and then the Big Daddy Stag, the George T Stag, is more like a 12 to 15, I think, right?
Yeah. And
10 to 15,
yeah,
somewhere in there.
yeah. So I would say, without a doubt, thumbs up. If you can find Stag Batch 18 or any Stag on the open market for
Obviously, get
MSRP
it.
or
Yeah.
anything like
MSRP.
approaching MSRP, pick it up, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, your business, if you're going to do the
You
$200,
just-
$300,
yeah.
$400 for it, that would not be me. But
Do not buy this. I wouldn't buy this on the
Yeah.
secondary market.
people can
fuck
do what they
that.
want with their money. But I am
If you're about to
notoriously
spend
frugal,
$300,
and I'm not going to.
Yeah.
there's you can buy way too many other cool things for $300, or multiple things that add up to $300.
At a stag party, right?
There,
You could spend $300 on a stag party.
So, Jordan, what do you think of this bottle?
I really enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, that burn is pretty unique in like the higher proof that I've tried in my life. That has, I think the cinnamon notes in it is really enjoyable. Or I don't know if I describe it as cinnamon, but the burn feels.
It's just a spice.
Yeah, it's not just an uncomfortable burn like when you do a shot of tequila and you just feel it burning.
Mhm.
There's really like this depth to it that feels really good.
Yeah, and a warmth.
Yeah, I like that description of a Kentucky hug.
Yeah.
That feels.
Sweet.
this would be a definite fall and winter cozy
Yeah.
up by the
Yeah.
fire and
Oh,
whatever.
yeah. It's almost like I'm being hugged by a stag. And,
Just got out of a rainstorm.
Yeah, just got out of a rainstorm.
Alrighty. Well, there you have it, folks. This is a great bottle. If you can find it, you get it. All right. If you see it out in the wild, out in the woods, you're hunting, you're hunting some deer, you see it there, you grab it. All right. For MSRP, near MSRP. But secondary market, that's your business. Definitely not our business, not our thing. All right. So you like the video, okay? Because you like this content. You like the bottle. Doesn't matter. You just like the video. You subscribe because you want to see more content.